Hello and welcome to Wolfman Gaming. This is my Uncharted 3 Crushing Difficulty walkthrough, and this is Chapter 7, also known as Stay in the Light. And Nate and Sully have found the clue they were looking for, and we are gonna make our way out of here again. And unlucky for us, this place is crawling with giant ass, very dangerous, aggressive spiders. So the first thing you want to do is get out of here as fast as possible. You need to keep running at all times. I tried jumping a little bit. I don't know if that helps. I died maybe twice on this just because clipping on geography on this difficulty will end up with you getting killed most likely. You can see I went into almost a kill state really fast when the spiders got close. But don't get frustrated, just replay this until you get the hang of it. I think there also is a checkpoint halfway through this. And this chapter is one of the speedrun chapters if you're going for the platinum in Uncharted 3. And in previous videos I've talked about the fact that when it comes to these speedrun times, it seems that the good developers at Naughty Dog, or if it's the guys and girls over at Blue Point, they just pull the time straight out their asses. And in this chapter, that thing becomes really apparent.
I'll see if I can find a way across.
Because to get the speedrun trophy for this level, you have to beat it in 9 minutes and 30 seconds, I think it is. You can do it on easy. I don't think you can do it on Explorer. Because, as if I recall correctly, Explorer does lock all trophies, so you have to go for at least easy. And when I was going for the speedrun trophy on this level, I really became an expert on how this level is designed. Because it took me quite a few tries. Hopefully it will take you less tries than it did for me. But the thing I found most frustrating when I was going for the speedrun was the fact that this level is packed with quite short but unskippable cutscenes. And the problem with that is that the timer doesn't stop running during those cutscenes. So I don't know how many tries I did before I succeeded in completing this level in the time I was given. But by the end of it, I think I knew every line of script written for this chapter. It was so frustrating. I think if you want to do speedrun things in these games, please do it in a chapter which doesn't have unskippable cutscenes. Because when you're going for it, it just becomes so frustrating when you have to watch those. You see the timer running and you start feeling really stressed. But anyway, I wish you the best of luck if you haven't unlocked that trophy. If you want to go for it, I'm gonna show you a few tricks which I hope will help you. Or at least one trick. There is a brute in this chapter, and I'm gonna show you how to skip fighting him. And that is also something I did when I went for the speedrun. And I'm not quite sure how they think you're supposed to be able to make it through if you fight that guy. Because I can't remember what my end time was for the speedrun, but it was a close fucking call. I remember that much. But anyway, after that little cutscene, you're gonna see this wall starts collapsing. I recommend you go over here on the left, because one guy is gonna be behind it. He can start firing at you until the wall has collapsed properly. So if you stand over there on the left, you will be in a great position to start firing at him, and he will have a really hard time firing at you. And in the next room comes the part where I skipped the brute. You're gonna see a little bit of a transition because I died. So what you wanna do when you get into this room, the very second you get through the door and you get control of Nate, immediately, and I really mean immediately, run to your left. Make an immediate left and jump. jump down to the second platform, because you're gonna go into a staircase. So jump down to the platform to the left, you're gonna see it in this video. Do that immediately, because then the brute will despawn. You will see him coming up right now, you will see him running into screen, and I will make an immediate left. There you see him, I jump down here, and then he despawns. You will never have to worry about him. And that is a great strategy, because if you have to fight him, you're gonna have to spend maybe 10-15 seconds fighting him. And since the timer is so fucking close in this chapter already, you don't have time to fight him. But some bad guys are gonna close that door, so we head over to the left because 2 enemies are coming in. Try to gun them both down. If you don't get both of them, at least take out one, and the other one is gonna start running up the stairs. If you're better at aiming than I am, you will take him out before he gets up here, but also you can resort to fists. But as you see, he was carrying a sawn-off shotgun, so it's a bit risky, because if he hits you point blank range, we all know what happens. Then that is an instant kill state. And this place is really falling apart. I really like this level, actually, because it has a great sense of tension because of all the flames, and we all know how dangerous fire is. And there is always tension, it's high paced, high octane, there are enemies everywhere, the mansion is collapsing. And I think this is Uncharted at its finest. When the bullets are whistling by your ass, everything is really speedy, as a lame term. When it's really high speed, action packed, that's when these games really shine. That's when I enjoy them the most. And I also like the down-paced parts when you're doing puzzling and you're doing platforming, but it is an action-adventure game, and the action parts are the absolute, in my opinion, are the absolute most fun parts of this. And after you've taken out those 2 enemies, I don't think there are any more enemies on these stairs. And also this cutscene, also unskippable. It's very short, it's only about 5 or 6 seconds. But trust me, you will be tired of seeing it. And this video is just around 10 minutes long. And I have trimmed out a few cutscenes. I've trimmed out almost all the cutscenes. And I've been quite aggressive, I'm being quite aggressive. And you're gonna have to be more aggressive than this. The only time when I turn the pace down a little bit is in the fight coming up. And right now, duck down behind this old bathtub. And that is the great part about a game like this, that cover just perfectly ends up in your path. Why is there a bathtub? Well, because Nate needs it right now. That's why there is a bathtub there. It falls down through the ceiling like a goddess and just places itself properly so we can hide behind it. And this is the last big fight of this chapter. One guy is always running towards your left flank. I go in and start punching him, which is not the best strategy. It did work. I realized that it may not have been the best way of doing this, but it worked, so I decided to commit. What I recommend you do is try to shoot him down. And I must say, that animation when Nate pulls out the pin on an enemy's hand grenade and just kicks him back is one of my absolute favorite takedowns in this game. But be warned, that is a live grenade and it has a damage area of effect. So if Nate does that animation, which is completely random if he does, but you can still get hurt in the blast if you're too close. So not only does it look cool, it is deadly as well. So if an enemy is close to him when it happens, he will die. So that is a great thing. Sometimes you can take out enemies with splash damage of that attack. But if you're really unlucky and you don't move away, you will die in that attack as well. And now we have come up to the last part of chapter 7. And this part can actually be quite tricky if you don't know the path you're supposed to take, because when we run across this roof in good old-fashioned Uncharted style, the roof is gonna start collapsing beneath our feet. So what you wanna do is run over here, make a left up on this thing, and I think another part's gonna collapse. No? No, I was wrong. It's a really short path, but if you get unlucky and you don't know the way you're supposed to go, you may get trolled and fall into the mansion. But I want to thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again in my next video. So until next time, this is the Wolfman signing off.